Our next speaker is Pierre Festal, partner at Orbital Ventures. Are you there, Pierre? Yes.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on this panel today. I haven't prepared a presentation. I think we spend a lot of our waking hours, staring at decks and slides, and so I felt I would do something a bit more unstructured and freestyle. Just as a way of introduction, Orbital Ventures, we are a new space early stage venture capital fund. So one of the few specialists, certainly in Europe and even in the world. We are based here in Luxembourg. And the reason for this is several-fold. One being that our investors and limited partners are primarily public and private institutions based here in Luxembourg. And the second one, which I guess is very closely linked to the first one, is also the fact that Luxembourg has been building this space ecosystem for a very long time and has been punching above its weight at every single level of the space ecosystem. And so we're very proud and happy to be based here in Luxembourg. Our mandate is to invest primarily in startups and emerging companies that are headquartered in the European Union. And then we have a bit of flexibility to invest in companies across the rest of the world. And a good chunk of that needs to have some link, over time to Luxembourg as well. So we're really trying to help the Luxembourg ecosystem grow, even though our goal is primarily financial. We are a financial investor, but we also seeing benefits in helping the local ecosystem. The way we define the opportunity when we think about new space, I think there's probably as many definitions as there are people, active in the space, and you'll see various funds, having very different taxonomies when it comes to defining the new space sector or the existing space tech sector. I think we start from the observation that space is, number one, a very critical piece of infrastructure and is the invisible backbone that powers the modern economy. Space technologies are at the heart of global commerce and global economic activity. I think it intermediates about 14 to 18% of global GDP. And that's a fact that's not very well known, and in many ways is kind of a disservice to the space industry, the space ecosystem, to not mention this nor recognize it and maybe have a slightly narrow view of the world when it comes to defining the sector and investing in that sector. So it's with that in mind that we go after any company that's leveraging a space technology to build innovative products and services, going after and addressing, pain points in a large variety of verticals. Typical verticals that we find, anything related to transportation, logistics, and then, manufacturing, communications, et cetera, et cetera. So, when we look at this, when we look at the opportunity set this way, we see a tremendous amount of innovation that is powered by, the set of the infrastructure that's already in place, and the space technologies. And that really, energizes us and excites us to be participants in this sector. And then the other observation I'd like to make is the fact that I think that now we can fairly state that new space has entered the mainstream as far as the investment community is concerned. You now see very large institutional investors that are participating in the financing of emerging new space companies. I think you can see that, at least once a week or maybe even more. The new space sector has been minting unicorns, pretty quickly over the last few months. It's been very popular with SPACs, and that has really contributed to the emergence of new space as an investment theme, both on the private market side as well as the public market side. So, I think what I'm trying to say here, and the message we want to get across, is that space is a very, very large sector. It's a very critical piece of infrastructure in the global and modern economic system, and it's now becoming part of the mainstream investment themes and investment stories that we are seeing. And as such, that makes us very excited, very optimistic. And we think there's a lot of opportunities to be had, a lot of money to be made. And we're very happy to be part of this and really helping the Luxembourg community and ecosystem participate into this.
Thank you very, very much indeed. I can see the chats are coming through, and thank you, Christophe, for the lovely comment. It's very kind of you, and great to have the questions coming in.